See. Okay, people. So, all right. I'm ready. Okay. So just get out again. Just try and think of when we do all these things. Try and think of it as something completely natural, or not like, oh wow, I'm going to meditate. Isn't this special? No, it's just you being you. You know, except we're doing different things at different times. So it's just thinking this 30 little minutes. We're going to be here together to do this little visualization, to then say these little mantras to bless our speech, which is such a powerful practice. And I'll just talk about it first. So get ourselves ready, get our bodies ready, but your body doesn't meditate. It's really important to remember that. Your body doesn't meditate. We're very fixated on our bodies. When we say, I'm meditating, we visualize our body, don't we? Sitting there, looking holy, cross-legged and all the business, right? No, your mind meditates. Your mind can be more holy while you're sitting on the toilet. So your mind is the point. The body, though, has to be in a conducive position. So as we know from over the centuries, you know, it's all the holy beings who've learned to become familiar with their minds, going back to the Buddha, have discovered a certain way for the body to be that is most conducive. So, of course, this is all based on the tantric approach, the Vajrayana model of the mind and the body. And this is why it's important to explain this, because this helps us understand why this practice is so powerful. Where, you know, we've got this gross body, one we can see and touch, but we have this subtler physical energy, which is this subtle nervous system, 80, 70 something thousand little channels throughout our entire body. And then coursing through those channels are all these wind energies. This is the way the universe is. According to the Vajrayana, the universe consists of matter, which is made of the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, and water. Now, we know that we used to think this way 1,000 years ago in our culture, the modern culture, but we use other concepts now. But this is still the model they use, you know. I mean, it's another level of reality, obviously. Your local doctor wouldn't talk about your wind energy, but you know your acupuncturist does, the Ayurvedic do, so it's still existing. So you've got these subtle wind energies, which is the source of your health. So then you've got your mind. And this is the point in the Vajrayana model. Your mind, your consciousness, your mental consciousness, all your different millions of thoughts and feelings and emotions, they're going throughout your body, connected to all these winds. It's just the way the universe is. The wind energy of all beings' minds throughout the universe have their own set of the 4 elements. It's just the way the universe is constructed. And so at the grosser level, we've got the sensory consciousness, which is obviously connected to this physical body. That part of your mind that cognizes shape is connected to your eyeball. That part of your mind that cognizes sound is connected to your ear, etc. But here we've got our thoughts and feelings and emotions, whole different range of them, some grosser, some more subtle. They're all flowing through your body, through these channels connected to these winds. So this is to do with your health. So when your winds are out of whack, your poor mind is out of whack, you know. It's just how it is. You go to your Tibetan doctor, she'll feel your pulses and she'll recognize the imbalance of certain wind energies in certain channels, and she'll know that's related to your anger or your attachment. That's why our minds are so out of control, you know. So if we can calm the winds down, which is one of the jobs we're trying to do with meditation, then your mind can calm down. When your mind's berserk, your winds are berserk. When your winds are berserk, your mind is berserk. They're intimately, inextricably connected. It's very fascinating. We should understand it. It helps us understand things. So, okay. So this practice is to bless our speech. So speech is sound, right? And it's connected to the winds. In fact, in Vajrayana, wind is sound. If there's no wind energy, if there's a vacuum, there'd be no sound. So all the sounds that come out of our mouths are the wind energies, configured in a way related to the mind. The mind runs it. You know, I am lovely or I am horrible can't come out of your mouth if your mind doesn't think it. And so your mind thinks it, it connects to the winds, and out comes the mouth. So now we know that speech is kind of powerful. And this is a delicious meditation. We'll do it every Monday. I'm going to be doing this. We're going to do this one, I think. Because we have got body, we have got speech, and we have got mind. So we have to, the first level of practice is we have to learn to discipline the body and the speech. And why that first? because they're the servants, as Lama Zopa says, slaves of our mind. So we're eventually trying to, control the mind, discipline the mind, be in charge of our mind. It starts by it helps enormously by beginning to harness the servants, the body, the actions we do with our body. So if you think about it all day, if you saw a movie of a person on silent, there was no words, and you didn't know anything about what people do, you didn't know how to interpret what they were doing. You'd see a mad person. They stand up, they'd sit down, they'd scratch their nose, they'd go here, they put things in one hole, this hole here, they go to the toilet and put something coming out of another hole. It's just this constant activity of the body, driven by what? Your mind. And it's always attachments. Mostly it's attachment. I want food, so you put something in this hole. I want to go to the toilet. I want to sleep. Our body does what the mind wants, but we're utterly unconscious, So then the speech, which is our humans, look at our convoluted speech. Look at our unbelievably sophisticated sounds that come out of our mouths. And what are they based on? Concepts. All these clever concepts that we've created. So we just follow our feelings. Angry thoughts come, angry words come out the mouth. Angry thoughts come, fist punches somebody. Attachment thoughts come, cake goes in the mouth. Depressed thoughts come, you lie down and can't move. So we've got to start to get discipline. We've start to get control over this. This is the basis of the person we are. We've got to learn to control it. This is what Buddha's expertise is. It's so marvelous, actually, if we understand the logic of it. Just get the body then first conducive. Body upright. Just be as normal as you can. Have your body upright. If you're sitting in a chair, don't slump into the chair. Hold your body upright. You're sitting in a cushion, you can't slump because you'll fall over. So hold your body upright. Hands relaxed in your lap in the meditation mudra or as you wish. Abdomen relaxed, muscles relaxed, but body upright. Your head slightly tilted forward, chin tucked in. Lips apart. Tip of the tongue resting behind the top teeth. All the great meditators have found that this prevents you from dribbling. It's very practical. All this is very practical. Of course, if you're meditating a long time. And your eyes looking down as if you're looking along your nose towards the ground. And have it closed, have your lids closed if you like, because we're not good meditators or we get distracted. So just settle into this position very naturally, very comfortably. Your body relaxed. So now, just for like 2 quality minutes, we're going to just pay attention to the sensation at the tip of our nose as the air goes in and out. Just make a strong decision. Like as if you're driving at 100 kilometers an hour on the freeway, you can't afford to not space out. You can't afford not to focus. You die, That sense of urgency, not just, oh, I'm going to meditate, I'll space out. This is not relaxation. This is a very conscious activity that we're doing. Not trying to space out. So for 2 quality minutes, you're going to pay strong attention. Part of your mind called attention will focus on that sensation. And for 2 quality minutes, just watch the breath. Pay attention to that sensation. That's it. And the reason is to focus, to steady your mind, to sort of steady the mind, which is connected to its wings. Pay attention to the breath. So now Matt can put up the practice for us. So we just do this little, there's 2 lines, just above. We'll do the little refuge prayer first, Matt, just above. Should have done that first, I forgot. It's in, no, Matt, it's the one in the practice. It's just the previous page. There it is, this little prayer, okay, this cute little refuge prayer. So we just think, just remind ourselves, this is our little motivation for the session. I take refuge. It means we will rely upon. I take refuge in the 3 jewels. May I become a Buddha to benefit all. I take refuge in the 3 jewels. May I become a Buddha to benefit all. Konchog sumla kyabsu chi drola penchir sange shog. So now we can go to the mantras, mate. But no, yeah, that's right, exactly. So just you meditate now, you contemplate, and I will read the words slowly, and you visualize as I talk, okay, you people? So just think, okay? So the thing is, with one more thing to explain, all the holy beings in Tibet and going right back to India, they all talk about how the most pure sound is Sanskrit sound, and that's their feeling. So that the Tibetans never translated the mantras. They remain in Sanskrit. You can translate them, of course, but they always keep them in Sanskrit. So by saying these sounds, I mean, the thing is, because of this relationship between the body and the mind and all these channels, all these wind energies coursing through these channels in our body and all our different states of mind connected to those winds. As I said, like, for example, Lama Zopa says, for example, when the mind is angry, let's say, of course, that creates the cause for the mind to continue to be angry. You program your mind with anger, but it pollutes the wind energies connected to your anger. And that's how karmically we create the cause for sick bodies, because our mind creates it. It's not just some accidental thing caused by bad food. Due to past negativity in the mind, which pollutes the wind energies of the future, result is continue to have it, but to have sickness. And then even in turn, eventually, that impacts upon the external elements, which creates this thing of environmental karma, the way the physical world impacts upon us. All of it comes from minds. So we need to purify our mind. And that, of course, one way of purifying the mind is being silent. Just merely not talking is a way to purify your mind, and the wind energies, therefore. But the other way is to say positive words, even if you're just saying only positive words throughout the day. That's coming from positive thoughts, right? Well, those thoughts, you program your mind with those positive thoughts, and you purify your wind energies, which in turn is literally what can cause you good health. This is the logic of karma, the Buddhist view. So here, these Sanskrit sounds, we're going to be reciting the alphabet. It sounds hilarious, but the sounds are so pure, it's said to be. We're going to recite the first, go to the next page. I'll go to the next. No, Matt, you leave it. No, sorry, yes, keep it there. Okay, sorry, I'm just chatting away. So it's fine. So first we're going to recite the vowels. It's very easy, you'll see them. And this helps us purify our body. So then we're going to purify the consonants, and that'll help us purify our speech. And then we're going to recite the dependent related heart mantra, which is related to dependent arising emptiness, and that purifies our mind. So we just, okay. Now I can't find my document. I'm so sorry. I'm really not prepared this morning. Matt, I'm so sorry. You have to, well, if you're going to have the document up, I can't put my document up, so I'll go by the document. So sorry. Forget about having a peaceful meditation this morning. I'm so sorry, you people. Try and just focus. Go back again, Matt. I'm sorry. So you guys just think, and give me page 1. Give me page 1, Matt. First one. So sorry. Okay. All right. So just concentrate. Okay. Now first. Think of the Buddha above your head. Okay. If you've taken an empowerment, you think of yourself as the Buddha. Otherwise, you think of the Buddha sitting above your head. Just visualize, just right there, Buddha above your head. So now, imagine on your tongue the syllable ah. Of course, if you know Sanskrit or Tibetan, you see it, but otherwise, you see the Roman letters, AH. The syllable ah on your tongue. Just imagine. Now you visualize it turns into a moon disc, like a round, flat cushion on your tongue. So now on top of that, you imagine a white Om, O-M, standing upright on the moon disc. And now you imagine it's surrounded by the white vowels. Of course, we don't know them, so just pretend. All these white Sanskrit vowels going clockwise around the Om. And then surrounding that counterclockwise, you see the consonants, red consonants. And surrounding them, clockwise, you see the blue dependent related heart mantra, as Rinpoche calls it. Or if we know it as the mantra of dependent arising, going clockwise. All this is on your tongue. Imagine. So now imagine light beams radiate out from all these syllables in all the mantras. It goes out to all the 10 directions of the universe. Can you imagine? And it hooks, can you imagine? It hooks the blessings and all the power and the blessings of all the powerful speech of all the holy beings, people who've got realizations, anybody who even practices virtue, all the power of all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas and the great yogis of all over the universe. It hooks this energy of this blessed, powerful energy of their speech. In the form, imagine it coming, and it all comes back. This energy comes back and enters into all these syllables on your tongue and blesses them and makes them even more radiant and more marvelous. And they're kind of like made of nectar. They're almost like ready to melt, to drip in this delicious nectar, white, red, and blue. So these syllables on your tongue and these mantras are full of the blessings of all the holy beings in the universe, of the blessings of their speech, of the power of their speech. As Rinpoche says, this is the power of speech is the most important offering to sentient beings. This is what we need mostly from the Buddha as Buddhists. We want his speech. You can look at Buddha making you very happy for 27 years, but until he opens his mouth, until the Buddha opens her mouth, all the Buddhas, and he says words that you understand, which you then use as your advice to turn you into your Buddha, then what's the good? We need speech. Speech is huge. Look at the harm that speech does on this planet. We don't even think about this in our world. We don't think it matters. The unbelievable suffering that speech causes. Look at your relationships. You can't take the words back once they're said, The harm we do with speech, we humans, is unbelievable. But look at the good we can do with speech. And here we're trying to purify our speech and make it powerful, which means we want people to believe our words. If you just function in your life, if no one believes you, no one pays attention, no one likes your voice, you can't achieve anything. You can't even get your pint of milk in the shop. No one will pay attention to you. We need speech. So by using silence and by doing this kind of meditations, and by saying positive, accurate words, by not lying, not bad-mouthing, not, gossiping, these types of things. This is how you purify your speech, which then in turn purifies your mind. How marvelous. So all this is now the syllables on our tongue are now full of this power of all the marvelous, best, blessed, and powerful speech of all the holy beings around the universe. So now you can open your eyes and we're going to recite the vowels. You'll see it right there, very short. So as you recite these vowels, you visualize white nectar flowing down from these mantras that fills your entire body. Imagine this, completely purifying all the karmic imprints in your mind left there from all the actions you've ever done since beginningless time by harming others with your body. Imagine all of that is purified as your body is filled with this blissful white nectar, as we say the mantra 3 times. Om, I, U, Ri, Li, O, Ang, Svaha. Om, I, U, Ri, Li, O, Ang, Svaha. Om, I, U, Ri, Li, O, Ang, Svaha. Totally full of this white nectar, completely purified. Imagine all the imprints left in your mind from all the actions we've ever done with our bodies since beginningless time in countless lives that have harmed sentient beings, completely annihilated by this blissful white nectar. So now, as we recite the consonants, we visualize red nectar flowing down from the tongue, from the consonants, filling our entire body. And this time, filling us with this bliss, purifying all the imprints left in our mind from all the harm we've ever done with our ridiculous speech. And of course, it's we humans, clever speech that harms others, that was lying, that deceptive. Even if we're not true, even if we're not meaning to lie, we speculate 90% of the time. We all want to act like we're right. I read this and I saw that and I heard this. We're just vomiting out all these opinions, and most of the time we don't even know if they're true words. I mean, we completely confuse ourselves and sentient beings. Then the harsh speech, abusing people, and then all the speech behind backs, endless conversations criticizing politicians, criticizing your friend, your mother, your sister. We don't think it matters. Completely polluting your own mind, completely polluting your own speech, and harming others. All of this nonsense, and all this rabbiting on about nothing, just endless blah coming out of our mouths. All of this completely purified, not just now, but since beginningless time, and full of this blissful red nectar, purifying all this nonsense. As we recite, Om ka ga nga, cha ja nya, ta da na, ta da na. They're meant to be slightly different with dots underneath, and I can't tell the difference. I have to learn it. There's 2 lots. They're slightly different. Pa ba ma, ya ra lava, sha sa haksa, svaha. Om ka ga nga, cha ja nya, ta da na, ta da na, pa ba ma, ya ra lava, sha sa haksa, svaha. Om ka ga nga, cha ja nya, ta da na, ta da na, pa ba ma, ya ra lava, sha sa haksa, svaha. Totally full of this blissful red nectar, purifying all your nonsense of your speech. Now, as we recite the next one, this blue heart-related dependent related heart mantra, the dependent mantra of dependent arising, which has helped us realize emptiness. Blue nectar beams come from it and fill your entire body. And this time, of course, purifying your mind, all the crazy concepts, all the ridiculous misconceptions, the ego grasping that believes in intrinsic me, which brings so much fear and panic and constant self-obsession, that brings enormous bottomless pit of emotional hunger called attachment to get what that pretend me wants. Then the aversion and panic attack of anger, annoyance, frustration, irritation, despair, depression when it doesn't get what it wants, and all the other thousands of nonsense delusions that come from these 3. All this nonsense in our mind, which is the source of what we do with our body and speech, which is the source of, therefore, our happiness and our suffering, and therefore the source of what we do with our body and speech to benefit others. Well, that's the delusions. They're the source of harming others. So here we imagine all of these delusions completely purified, disappeared, annihilated by this radiant blue nectar filling us. Om ye dharma hetu pabhava hetun teshan tatakato ye vedate shanshayo niroda evam vadi mahashamana ye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu pabhava hetun teshan tatakato ye vedate shanshayo niroda evam vadi mahashamana ye svaha. Om ye dhamma hetu pabhava hetun teshan tatakato yevadat teshan shayo niroda evam vadi mahashamana ye svaha. Totally full of this blue nectar, totally purifying our crazy mind. What a relief. So now we visualize the dependent related heart mantra dissolves, or the blue mantras dissolve into the red consonants on our tongue. The red consonants dissolve into the white vowels. The white vowels dissolve into the Om. The white Om, oh, maybe it's white, doesn't say it's white, dissolve into the moon disk, the white moon disk on our tongue. And the moon disk now turns into an R, standing upright. And that now, the R transforms into pink-colored nectar and dissolves into your tongue. And now, as Rinpoche says, you imagine your tongue becomes of indestructible Vajra nature. Vajras mean indestructible, kind of indestructible. Nothing can harm or take away or destroy the power of your speech, the power of your mantra. And then you imagine, have very strong confidence that all the power and blessings of the speech of the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the sages, the yogis have entered your speech, and that you have perfected your speech. Think, I have perfected my speech. So you think that the second any sentient being hears anything you say, the sound, your laugh, good morning, whatever it is, they will be benefited. Can you imagine this? It purifies their emotional and disturbing misery, you know. I mean, we know that, we can see that. One person, like your child, comes to you and cries, and you just say, sweetheart, it's okay. She will believe you. Someone comes to you full of despair, and you just love them and are kind and say sweet words. It's instant medicine. It doesn't take much to benefit people. We don't have to always answer their questions and solve their problems like a vampire. Just use sweet words. Just say kind words. It's a miracle. We know this. So, of course, not to mention words that are true, that is actual advice that benefits people. That's unbelievable. So think your speech has been perfected, that whatever you say, whatever sound you utter will benefit the mosquitoes, the dogs, the ants, the rats, the humans, whoever hears you, the birds. Can you imagine? This is so special. Imagine this. So now by thinking this way, the power of your speech becomes marvelous. And also all the mantras you say, which purifies your speech. And this is a marvelous way throughout the day, you know. First of all, the methods to keep your speech useful is shut your mouth, zip the lip, just don't say it, be quiet. This is already incredible practice. Then if you're going to speak, say something that's, if a person is there, the speech has to be useful to them. You know, so powerful. But also saying mantra throughout the day. You're doing the dishes, you're on the driving the car, you're chatting away in your head. Just say mantra, just Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Tare Tare Jore Soha. These sounds related to these different Buddhas. That'll calm your mind, purify your speech, and just on top of the rubbish, you know. So beneficial, so simple. And now we finished with the dedication. What time is it? That's Matt. What time is it? I don't know the time. What is the time?
It's 7:32.
Okay, well, we can finish. Perfect timing. So this sweet little dedication prayer. This is the cutest little practice. I love this practice. Listen to this. Who would ever have thought this? May my tongue have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss. I mean, one of the sweetest thoughts you could ever have. May my tongue have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss, the Buddhas. By the power manifesting from these glorified words, may all sentient beings be subdued. And whatever words I say, may all these actions be accomplished. So the words you say that are useful, that are helpful, that you need to get done to do things, may they be accomplished instantly. That's enough. Good enough, people. We'll do this every week this month. I'm doing Mondays, I think. All right, you precious ones. And so watch your speech like a hawk today. Shut the mouth. There's two things to think of. If you think of the two wings of the bird, it encompasses all practices. You think this is so simple, it's embarrassing. The only reason to speak from the wisdom wing point of view, which is for your benefit, is that whoever's in front of you, the only reason for you to speak is that you want to sort out what's happening in your own mind. So obviously that person has to be useful to you. That's one reason to speak, to help your own self sort out what you're thinking. Even if it's, how do you make tea? And so the person will, you say, well, I think I should do this. That's for your sake. Then the other reason to speak, guess what? It's for the sake of others. There's only two reasons, but we speak 99% of the time just for our own sake, vomiting out our own feelings, because we don't know how to work with our own stuff. We can't hold our own emotions. So much of what we say is nonsense. The craving to be heard or seen or feeling we need to be knowing something. So the only reason to speak from the wisdom winner point of view is to help sort out what you're thinking and feeling. And the other reason is to be of use to whoever's there. The rest of the time, shut up. Get my point. Okay, people? Much love. Goodbye. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear Matt.